Good evening, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Sunday evening, October 15th, 2017. A quick look at what's going on in the tropics. We have 92L out here in the southwestern portion of the Atlantic Basin. Not to worry, this is not going to develop into anything significant. It does not appear at this time. Maybe some inclement weather for Bermuda, but even though it looks like it's headed in this direction, a strong frontal boundary is going to move off the coast over here and sweep whatever happens out to sea, and we won't have to worry about that. In fact, the southeast will experience some really nice fall weather coming up midweek and beyond especially. Then draw your attention over here to Ophelia, coming off the right-hand side of the map, literally getting ready to exit the tracking map. That's rare, and even more rare is where this is headed for eventually Ireland and the northwest portion of the United Kingdom, maybe Scotland getting in on the action up here, crossing over Ireland tomorrow with possible hurricane conditions, but it won't be a hurricane textbook-wise. Hurricane force winds, probable. Marine conditions at the coastline, storm surge, high waves, big waves, breaking up the rocks, sending some of those boulders airborne. Very dramatic video and pictures probably going to come out of the area, but it is an ex-hurricane. It is going to be what we call post-tropical, losing its warm core, concentric, or concentrated, that's the better word, concentrated area of energy near the center will transition into energy being more spread out across a larger area. So a good deal of southwest Ireland, and then maybe even interior portions of Ireland, through possibly Scotland, hurricane to tropical storm conditions, power outages, trees down, some heavy rainfall, although I think a bulk of the rain is going to be over here on the northwest side, away from the population centers and the land masses as a whole. But certainly interesting nonetheless, and anybody out there taking pictures or video of this very rare phenomenon, please be very careful when you do so. This is what Ophelia looked like yesterday, much rounder in appearance than I'm going to show you in a minute, and it had a nice, well-developed eye, and it was a full-fledged hurricane over fairly warm, tropical-like waters, 79, 80 degrees Fahrenheit at the surface. And now it's really interacting with this front, and there's colder air coming in, drier air, different processes in the atmosphere that help drive the energy of this system. And we can get a better look at it here on the Meteosat shot. There's the center of Ophelia, the actual center right there, some convective activity off to the south and east, but a large shield of clouds, much more frontal in its look as it's merging with a cold front. But all that energy, when it all is said and done, is headed for this region up through here, southwest Ireland, to get the brunt of it, probably crossing over Ireland and into Scotland from there. And a lot of people are going to have an interesting day tomorrow, that is for sure. And exactly what happens remains to be seen. I'll be very curious to see how things actually turn out with this. This is the 12Z GFS run from this morning, and if we stop it right there, you can see that during the day tomorrow at around 10 UTC, so we're talking about in the overnight hours tonight, of course 10 UTC, it'll be daylight in Europe and in this part of the world, of course, but in the United States, not quite, at about 12 UTC, which is 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So the sun will just be coming up in the U.S., while over here in the British Isles, they'll be dealing with hurricane conditions just as the morning breaks. So that could make for some dramatic, interesting video. Again, people, be very careful out there, and just, don't let your curiosity outweigh your fear, all right? Looking at the GFS in terms of what to expect with 92L, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you. Not much. You can see it's very disorganized through here. I'm drawing on it with the color white, so that doesn't help very much. Let me outline where Bermuda is. Bermuda is right there. And if we start the cycle over again, there's the energy right there. And you can see it's not very well organized. The front comes off of the east coast over here, washes this system away, sweeps it out to sea, and really not much to worry about with it over the next few days. I'm going to stop this at about the 48-hour mark, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's 36 hours. And you can see even at its quote-unquote peak, at around 50 hours or so, the energy is spread out over a large area over here, really not concentrated. Maybe something wrapped up, kind of like what Ophelia looks like. It's going to have a lot of a look like that when this is all said and done, but not nearly as strong. So Bermuda might have a little bit of shower, thunderstorm, breezy activity like that, nothing major. And again, Bermuda is right here, and this is during the day Tuesday. So the fresh water always needed in Bermuda when it falls from the sky, as long as it's not falling horizontally at 100 miles per hour. I guess everybody's happy. So that's it. Tropics starting to calm down, as they should. Once we get past mid-October, the frequency of development drops dramatically. And I guess after this season, we can all be thankful for those small favors. So I'll put another update out in the morning, and we'll know a lot about what's happening with Ophelia at that time in the British Isles. That'll be interesting tomorrow morning. I'll post that video between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and it'll be happening, as they say. And we'll check in on Twitter, and we'll see what people are talking about there. All right, that's it for me for this evening. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. I am Mark Settle for HurricaneTrack.com and for Hurricane Pro and HD. I'll have more for you tomorrow morning.